Welcome to Celebration TV Business Talk Show. My name is Igwe, your host on this favorite program. Now, surviving this pandemic and lockdown situation we are ravaged with now, it's becoming so challenging and cannot be overemphasized. A lot of people are crying out and seeking for government intervention. But I bet you there are still opportunities even in this present disaster that one can still exploit. Today our topic will be turning your challenges or turning the challenges posed by this COVID-19 pandemic into opportunities. We'll go on a short break, and when we are back, I'll be introducing our guest who will be joining me in this discussion. Please don't touch that dial. Welcome back. Such an interesting topic we'll be looking at today, turning challenges posed by COVID-19 pandemic into opportunities. Yeah, before we went on that break, I told us that we'll be having a distinguished guest. Do you want to meet him? Alright, here he is, Mr. Emmanuel Idonije Agri, the founder and CEO Dollar Pay Nigeria Limited. He's also an alumni of Faith Foundation Business School, Lagos. In fact, he has done a lot for entrepreneurship. He's also a coach and also a facilitator, and also he's the founder of this recruitment agency. Can you please tell us again?
Mindspring
EDC Recruitment Agency, where they recruit, retrain, and also give the opportunity for people to be employed. You're welcome, Mr. Emmanuel.
Thank you, Mr. Agwefwe. Hi,
Today,
audience.
We want to discuss on turning challenges posed by this present pandemic that has ravaged the whole world into opportunities. You see, a lot of people have been clamoring, crying, calling out the government to help ravage the situation because a lot of people are dying and crying of hunger. Now, I believe for every disadvantage, there's always an advantage. For every disaster, as a businessman or using a business mindset, there's always an opportunity. There's something to always leverage on. So today we want you to talk extensively on this topic. First, what are the possible tips of surviving in this present situation as an individual and also as a business entity?
Yes, I am very glad for having me on set for this very mind-springing discussion. Of course, yes, the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown has affected, in mean way, a lot of businesses. Economy of countries, of nations, of continents are being crashed down just because of this this pandemic ravaging the whole world, and it's a big issue. Hunger is on the rise. I mean, just a few days ago here, the federal government the president of the federal government of Nigeria came out again to announce another 14 days lockdown after the previous one. Man, it's a big issue. So people are confused. A lot of persons don't even know, how to continue, how to feed their families, because nobody saw it coming. It was like a joke, from one case to 2 cases, 3 cases, 5 cases, and now here we are with over 400 cases, and then still counting. You see, so people have locked down shops for a long period of time. Now the issue now is that where do we go from here? And I have this for entrepreneurs and those people who actually into businesses, smaller businesses out there. From Winston, a wise man, Winston Churchill, said, as entrepreneurs, you must learn to be positive at all times, because why? Things like this, that actually happen right now, we want to make you, start acting pessimistically, and then being negative. But no, he said, as entrepreneurs and businessmen who are risk takers, it's right and necessary for you to be positive and optimistic at times like this. And then crises like this should not be wasted, because if they are, then it will push you more down the drain more. So what you have to do is to sit down. First of all, you have a lot of time to sit down, think about the situation, think about ways forward. Then if you are somebody who has, I mean, it's going to be so insulting for you to be a businessman, an entrepreneur in this 21st century without you having an online presence.
Yeah.
I mean, The few persons around your environment, 100 persons, 200 persons, and thereabout. For example, right now, the whole Edo State is not more than 7 million. And you have at least 2 billion persons on social media, on Facebook, and the rest. So you can't measure it. 7 million in the whole of Edo State. If for example, right now, you have your shops scattered everywhere in Edo State. You cannot still measure up to somebody who is online. Yeah. In a small room, in a small shop, having access to 2 billion customers that will come and patronize him or her on that business he or she is selling. And so this brings me to actually to make you understand that there's actually a lot of opportunities on ground for you to do. First of all, is for you to think outside the box. You can't open your shop right now. It's on lockdown. What do you do? All boils down to creating extra streams of income. If the Garden of Eden could have a garden, could have at least 4 streams, feeding it. You, a human being, should have even 4 and even more. In other words, the least amount of income streams you are allowed to have as an individual, as a human being, is 4. So if you're having 1, if you don't open your shop today, you can't eat. If you don't go to your workshop as a mechanic, you cannot eat. That means you're not doing anything. You're not helping yourself. You should have at least 4 streams of income.
Wow, quite interesting. Like my mentor will always say, Professor Johnson Suleiman, who tweeted recently on his Twitter handle at Apostle Suleiman. He said, a lot of people are going to survive COVID-19, but so many persons are going to die of COVID-20, which is the hunger. So now, can you tell us the kinds of businesses that can be done in this present lockdown situation?
I mean, it's spelled out. It's very, clear to the eyes and what have you. The government have sat down to again spell out the businesses that are essentials. Apart from you being online right now, the businesses you can do, you can't just be online right now. You start selling bags, start selling shoes, or selling cars. This is not time for all that. Even though you want to do e-commerce, you should be able to sit down and do like, what are the essentials that people need at this moment? And good enough, one of them is food. Where are the beverages, where are the groceries, where are the fresh yams, the beans? So, I mean, if you are doing food right now and you can't open your physical shop, I can tell you that we have million ways we can bring you, opsonize you on online platforms like Facebook, Instagram and all that, and your food will just start going. I have friends calling me from Lagos, I have friends calling from Benin on food packages. I have talked to 1 or 2 persons who were not thinking of that platform before, but now they all have their presence right now, and I get a response every day that they are selling. I have somebody who was doing menial e-commerce, whatever. What he does just now is only on food, cooked food, and then fresh foods. So, I mean, if you are doing any kind of business right now, if you want to sit down, if you are doing businesses that are not essential right now, probably you're selling things like clothes, you're selling things like maybe beads or shoes, you cannot just sit down. Look at what else you are going to do. You have food, you have things like drugs, imagine right now, face masks are on the sale right now. You can buy and resell. And you make your little money from there. What we're talking about right now is not able to make money to buy a car or buy a land. It's survival. How do you survive this present period? What happens if after these 2 weeks, we're not praying for that anyway? The government says, give us another 2 weeks. Because if the issue are on the rise, you cannot expect them to say, okay, fine, come out. Because life is more precious than probably any money you're going to make out there. So I want to look at how you can probably sit down, look at what can I do that people will need at this period. If you're selling food right now, you're selling drinks right now, selling even water. We hear bag of water has actually escalated to 250. It's normal because people need water even in their homes. People need pure water, bottled waters in their homes. So you can offtake these products, try and see, you get yourself kitted, get a protective whatever, get your nose marks, and distribute these things to people who are actually needing these things in your environment or people who are actually a little bit far away.
Mr. Emmanuel, quite detailed enough. If I can pick from your analysis, I'll be able to tell you I've actually picked 2 businesses from what you just said now. 1, having an online presence, and 2, logistics. Now, what do I mean by that? Even as I am not doing anything now because there's a lockdown policy that nobody should open or go to work, I can still be an agent, have an online presence, interact with people who want some of these essential commodities that you have said, get in touch with these people that have it, gets the cash, give to these people like a middleman, an agent.
Of course, yes.
And also a logistics service who I can just call. Can you help supply so street so? I think
Of course, yes.
I can.
Yeah.
I picked out two business from.
We have food, we have banking. For example, right now, my offices are still very much open. All my agents,
If you cannot go to the bank.
Yeah, the CBN has asked all mobile money agents to actually, be in full operations because people need money.
Mobile money agent, if you cannot go to the bank to.
Of course, yes. So you can also sign up to become an agent too. This period of time, have your POS and probably because people need money to buy these essentials, and the banks are very much unstable right now. You go to Benin, you find out that a lot of branches, banks have to even list their branches that are open.
Quite interesting.
After asking a lot of staff to go home on compulsory leave.
Yeah.
Some branches that are not open, those that are open have been asked intentionally to open. That means, you have a lot of opportunities. So apart from food, you can go into the banking sector is also there. The health sector, like I said just now, you mustn't be the one producing the drugs. Yeah. You can actually be, somebody who could help, get this across. You can now buy sanitizer from people who produce them and resell. At a margin. You can buy face masks and also resell at a margin. Then there are things right now. Imagine you going to just sell bags of water. Buy from wherever you're buying from, 200 bags, 100 bags. Like people that you have bag of water, you deliver to their doorstep. Right. And then you have your bike, you can supply. You mustn't just go and sit down at home and then start hoping that money will fall from heaven. Yeah, it's a difficult time both for the government and for the populace.
I believe we're having a wonderful time. Mr. Emmanuel is telling us ways of surviving this present pandemic and also kinds of businesses that one can also engage. Can you advise us on some of the selling skills that we can use this particular moment? Like you outrightly said, having an online presence. Apart from that, what other selling skills can we? You see, you just mentioned of being a mobile agent. All right. Now, if there is no trust, this particular period, everybody is very, very critical and very, very, very careful in doing things. So if I don't know you, if I cannot trust you, how can I give you my money to help me keep in the bank? Or how can I particularly patronize you to get food stuff for me? So what are other skills that one can also adopt in this present situation?
Well, like I'm saying just now, e-commerce is the one really right now. I mean, you see what gatherings and probably organizations who do not have online presence, what they've actually passed through in the past few weeks. Thank God, our ministry has very fortified online presence. Services are still going on very well. People still attend services, and then even though we are missing the physical structure, I want to see my father in the Lord. I want to do this and that. However, we still enjoy. Yesterday here, I was still online to actually, watch, his, teachings and all that. What we're talking about here is that the world is gradually turning into a global village.
Sure.
And then if by now you do not have an online presence, even though you are a shoemaker, you are a cobbler, you have a shop, you are actually a petty trader, there is a need for you to have an online shop, because that your physical shop is not just enough. Yeah. It's actually open your shop to 2 billion persons. It's actually, what we're looking at. And then sitting down to now look at this period, what do you need to survive? I mean, one very good fact that actually have worked very well in e-commerce, has been you delivering goods for payments. You bring the goods up to the online platform, to your shops. People come there, they see what you are selling, they indicate interest, they pick what they are buying, you put them in a hamper form or what have you. If you are selling food, then you see how you can deliver. You deliver, then they give you payment. Cash. However, some of them on delivery, because people like Gigi and what have you have done, a lot of you pay before I bring the goods, and a lot of people have not complied because why? Sure. The trust issue and all that. Yeah. But now you have to deliver, then they do payment to you. Except you are going to be doing online training right now, which is also another thing you can do. If you are you that person who knows how to cook food very well, you can cook soup very well. You can teach how to do some skills. Yeah. People are home right now doing nothing. And the only thing they are doing is to just wake up in the morning, watch one movie program, watch one TV program, watch one movie, and then they are tired. They want to learn something. They want to know what you have. So it's an opportunity to, if you have some skills, or you can actually give out, as cheap as 100. I can assure you that the people you are going to be teaching, if you do your marketing very well, you'll be amazed. I did a training not quite long, just about a few weeks ago, and I knew what came out of it. These are things we're talking about. And then there are platforms, for example, I have Nigeria Directory, that you can also upload your products. Yeah. People see you there, they call you, and then you have been advised on how to probably do your delivery, and then you get paid. Do not forget, the ultimate aim here is to see how you can survive this period, and don't go liquidated. Don't go into abrupt reception, even after this lockdown. Lockdown is not locking down your brain or locking down your thinking. You should sit down now and even think of what can happen instead of doing all the worry, because worrying will not help in the situation. And I'm surprised, over the internet right now, you'll be seeing some worrisome videos. The other day, a boss at Agege, private firm selling bread was attacked. Another one at some other area.
To tell you the level of poverty.
Poverty, yes.
Hunger that this present pandemic has posed to the society.
It's a serious issue. That's why, we must make sure we do all we can so that we don't get to, that general level.
All right. Don't look at disadvantage as something that will melt you down. For every disadvantage, there is always an advantage. Just remove the DIS and you already have the advantage. Sit down, look at the present situation, and begin to think or have this business mindset to see opportunities even in this present disaster. We'll go on a short break. Mr. Emmanuel is still with us, and when we are back, discussion continues. Welcome back from that break, and I agree with you, you're having a nice time watching this episode as we are still discussing on turning these challenges that is posed by this present pandemic into opportunities. And Mr. Emmanuel is still with us. Like I said, he is the founder and CEO of Dollar Pay Nigeria and also an alumni of Faith Foundation Business School, Lagos. All right, Mr. Emmanuel, can you tell us the opportunities even in this disadvantageous period? What are the opportunities that one can actually catch or pick or capture or utilize even in this stay at home, this lockdown period?
Yes, every situation, like you said, has the merit and then demerit. I mean, it's not everybody actually affected by this lockdown. Some persons who are actually into some essential service providing platform are not actually, having too much issues. Like those who are in the banking sector, those who are in the food industry, and those who are in the pharmaceutical industry, and then transport, as it were, logistics and e-commerce do not actually have issues. So what I think is possible as entrepreneurs is that you should actually start thinking. But the issue I have is general, that people just think you doing one thing is enough. How can you just be a farmer and then you think being a farmer is just enough? How can you just have a shop, a store, or you sell clothes, a boutique, or you have one place where you sell probably shoes or what have you, not anything? No, that's not enough. Apart from the fact that you must be online for this period of time, you need to sell essentials. What people need to survive this, epidemic, this period, is what you should be looking at. So if you're actually not doing what is essential this period, then the course is clear, the course is open. Try and see what you can sell. Like I said just now, you can be a middleman for these essential services, for foods, whether fresh, and what have you, for health, tools or health apparatus and all that. These are things you can do at this time. Then if you are actually somebody, who has not gotten this attention from people, online, probably because a lot of persons have been busy, you post trainings, they don't attend quite because people are in the offices or thereabout. This is a golden opportunity. Do you have what do you have a skill? Are you a blogger? Are you a web designer? Are you just tell me what you are, a digital marketing manager. This is time for you to teach those persons, because why everybody, almost everybody, 90% of people actually are home right now, sitting down, doing nothing, and waiting for that your skill to be taught. And I need to part with at least 1,000 or 2 thereabout, as the case may be, to be able to get this skill, because why? Immediately after this period, I believe one thing for sure, that when this pandemic is over, people are going to be smarter, People will be wiser.
Yeah.
People will have the opportunity and have that mindset, to make more money. And I wish you're actually one of that. You don't become those people who are going to be downtrodden, who are going to now be poorer. No. Try and say, I can pick up yourself. look at that business again. Think outside the box. First of all, bring your business online. Have tools to now have, to create, a local meeting for your staff. The very easy one right now is WhatsApp. You can have meetings on WhatsApp. You can do meetings with Zoom, and then you have your staff, where you are, you talk and all that. And then above all, there are, other, methods of chatting or communication that you can actually use to see how you can run your office. I mean, just still going while this issue of lockdown lasts.
Wow, I'm quite finding this topic very interesting. Now, you see, a lot of persons do not actually believe in this coronavirus. A lot of persons do not see this as actually something that is really ravaging the world. They feel it is just a game or gimmicks. Now, are you really sure that this lockdown due to this COVID-19 pandemic does it really have effect on businesses? Is it even real?
I mean, it's actually, I don't even know what to say. It's happening when, honestly, because I was in a gathering the other day, somewhere, not in the gathering as it were, and I heard some persons. These are persons who supposedly should be people who are actually exposed.
Yeah.
Some persons were saying that it's a cook-up story. We've not seen the persons, we've not seen the names, we've not seen dead bodies, we've not seen that. And I was surprised, like, you don't mean it. Okay, you mean you want to see these people who are dead right now from COVID-19? You want to see people who are in the hospital who are gasping and struggling for breath before you can actually believe? Man, that you must be worse than the drummers in the Bible, because this is you have your TV, you have channels, you have your TVC, you have. I mean, in all the media right now, even on social media, you have
TV where you get current.
Thank you very much. Current news, Celebration TV, news decks, that I follow always. Have always given these news per second, per time. That this thing is real. So I want to believe that the populace or people who are actually talking down this pandemic are not doing neighbors or doing their friends any good by passing. It's actually a fake rumor right now that this disease is not real. It is real. If not, for now, by now, we would have been able to know, because we're the numbers and the people. How can the whole world be lying for crying out loud? Yeah. How can US be lying? How can, I don't know, Europe and all the... I don't understand. So, to a large extent, it is real. I actually want to use the opportunity again to beg everyone out there, take this issue seriously. Try and see how you can keep safe. Whoever is coming to your house, make sure they wash their hands. Even you in your house, wash your hands always. Use your hand sanitizers. And use your nose masks and try and keep safe.
Actually come to that. Now, I want you to tell us the head tips that can help us stay at feet, that can help us survive this present situation, even as we go about looking for survivor, even as we stay at home, still hoping and praying that God come to our rescue. What are the head tips that we need to apply or know?
Wow, that's a nice one. First of all, I want to quickly give a big shout out to those guys out there who are the front line, talking about the doctors, the nurses and the health practitioners, those in Omega, and then in the world at large. Yes, media houses. I want to actually appreciate. It's actually easy, when others you are asking us to stay at home and allow you go out there to fight, at the front, at the war front, where we actually staying. And so the only thing we can do as individuals is to see how we can also encourage those who actually are at the front line to obey the stay-at-home policies, obey the social distancing policy, and obey the common rules. They are very common. Wash your hands, as often as possible. I mean, I move around town because of the kind of business I do, into financial inclusion, and I see, what a bucket of water almost, in restaurants, even the other day, I was actually, even my office, we have a whole tank of water because we see entertaining a lot of customers and all that, and then you see water there. We encourage people to wash their hands always. Don't even allow them remind you. You have hand sanitizer, sanitize your hands always. Teach your children, teach your friends, your folks, and then reduce the numbers of people that come to your house. Then if you're actually going to be doing the delivery we're talking about right now, of food, of health, drugs, or what have you, to your customers, that actually having, please protect yourself. Put on your hand gloves, put on your nose masks, then make sure that as you're leaving that place, you wash your hands. And it's almost actually, advised right now that you drop the food stuff at the food, at the doorstep of the person. You know, you have your phone to call and all that. He knows you are coming. Once you get there, drop it, call him to pick your food, so you can avoid contact as much as possible, so you can actually stay safe, even while looking for money to also survive.
All right, quite interesting. Really finding this topic interesting, and I believe you're also enjoying yourself. Mr. Emmanuel has already told us everything we need to know. Even when staying at home, there are still opportunities that one need to explore, even in this present situation. You can do a logistics service. You can also do an online agent. You can do a mobile agent, also a food agent for people. Don't just sit at home. Use your brain, and we're going to stay together. We're going to ensure that we put precautive measures to ensure that we are safe, and at the end, like my father will always say, Apostle Johnson Suleiman, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. We will always succeed. So, Mr. Emmanuel, what's your advice for business practitioners, individuals, businessmen, and people who are actually crying at this particular moment that the COVID-20, like the Restoration Apostle said, which is the hunger part of it now? What's your advice to them that are looking up to government to provide means for survival?
Yes, finally, I want to clearly advise everyone out there. It's not the end of the world. Try to be strong and understand that there could be trying times, and then we're going to be out of it in no distant time by God's grace. And then for those doing businesses have gone so bad right now, and I believe they have gone bad to become better. Like I said just now, if you actually have what to eat, you have what to drink, and you don't want to probably, have issues of moving around or changing businesses or thereabout right now, or you're not a party to doing too many businesses because what you're doing is, giving you a lot of money before the issue of lockdown came. Very well, yes. This is the right time for you to actually sit down again and think of ideas that could help you scale in that business when the lockdown is over. So sit down, take a pen, put those ideas down. However, do not outside bringing your business online. You must make sure that business comes online. But if you don't want to do other businesses right now, please sit down, kick aside the boss, bring up other ideas that will actually help you scale. After now, I can assure you that businesses have gone this bad just to get better. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel, for coming to share your knowledge with us. We really appreciate. This is how far we go today, and I believe you've heard all from Mr. Emmanuel. Even as you stay at home, there are still businesses that you can do. Please, let's join hands together and ensure we stay safe even when staying at home. Apply all the medical precaution that has been given, all the health tips. Do regular exercise, eat well, wash your hand, sanitize your hand. Always ensure social distancing, and when you want to cough or sneeze, always ensure you do it with your elbow. Thank you very much for staying tuned to Celebration TV. On behalf of our production team, we say stay at home, stay safe, and with God, we'll actually get this out. Till we'll see you again, same station, same time. This is Business Talk Show. Bye for now.